Good evening. It is December the 3rd, 2016. This is our first December weekly weather briefing, which means that we have some winter weather to talk about. Not necessarily in the form of snow, but we do have some cold temperatures to talk about and possibly snow. We'll get to that here in just a few minutes. Right now, we do have rain moving through the area. Temperatures, as you can notice, are dropping into the upper half of the 30s. Some of us still hanging on to the low 40s here in western Kentucky. If you notice off towards our northwest, this would be around Fredericktown, Missouri. We do have some isolated sleet pellets mixing in with that rain. That is that very blurry red and pinkish color that you see showing up there. And those are in the higher elevations in the northeastern sections of the Ozark foothills. But for our area, just plain old rain falling. Can't rule out a novelty snowflake or a sleet pellet mixing in with that rain overnight tonight as temperatures will cool down not much more from where they are now into the mid 40s, and we will begin to see that rain if it were to switch over to snow in very isolated spots, which it probably isn't. If it were north of here, then it would quickly go back over to rain, but more than likely just going to be all rain for us tonight. So nothing to worry about. If there is a quick switch over, it would not accumulate. Temperatures will not be making it to freezing tonight, so that is good news if you're not wanting that wintry precipitation. Going in through the rest of the overnight hours, I'm going to move the screen around just a little bit here so you can see the rest of this graphic. This is the Futurecast radar showing that most of that snow stays well off to our north, just around the St. Louis area and the Effingham, Illinois area back up towards the Chicago suburbs. They will be looking at some moderate to heavy snowfall tomorrow. Could see anywhere between 3 to 5 inches of snow in the greater Chicago area, which is much needed for that area because that's just getting them into the holiday spirit, and we might be getting into the holiday spirit here this upcoming week. That is going to take us into the rest of this weekly weather briefing, where we're going to be looking at the radar, what it could look like throughout the rest of this week. So that's system number one moving out that you just saw on your screen. This is system number two. We'll get about a 24-hour break between Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon before we see system number two moving into the area. You can tell we do have an area of low pressure situated over northern parts of Mississippi and northern parts of Alabama. We're going to be on the cold side of this system, but it's not necessarily going to be the cold side. Relatively speaking to the rest of the system, we will be on the cold side, but we won't be dealing with necessarily cold air. If we did, we would be looking at a moderate to heavy snowstorm for our area, but we're not. We're looking at plain old rain for our area as it stands right now. We're not expecting many changes with this system. Can't rule out some claps of thunder with this, but most of the time on Tuesday, we're just going to be dealing with some. This will be mainly Monday evening into Tuesday morning. We're going to be mainly just dealing with some plain old raindrops. A very chilly rain is what we will be dealing with. That low pressure stays off to our south and east, and it might mix with some snow in parts of the northeast, but that's in regards to their weather. This is system number three moving into the area. System number two sets the stage for system number three. It sets the stage by bringing in colder air, but what it also does is it brings in drier air. And since it brings in drier air, that means that system number three is going to be struggling to deal with any moisture. We're going to have very limited moisture in the area, so that is going to mean that we're going to be seeing maybe a few snowflakes or raindrops in the area. Right now, it does not stand to be looking like a major event for our area. Maybe some light snow to deal with on Wednesday night and Thursday morning. We might see some light rain changing over to snow. We might see just an all snow, or we could see nothing at all. All three are on the table, so we have several question marks that stand with us in regards to system number three right now. I will have probably an updated video coming with you on Tuesday night, so make sure and join back to this channel on Tuesday night to get a special updated video on system number three in regards to that we could be looking at wintry precipitation in our region. Rain or snow, this system will be ushering in very, very cold temperatures, which I will show you in a second. Moving into next weekend, the system that is forming to the south and west of us becomes very questionable. Models have been all over the place with this system. Let's show you the 0Z run of this morning for this system, showing some light snow in our area, maybe changing over to rain. Now let's look at what the 6Z run this morning was showing. It also was showing some light snow in our area. The 12Z run this morning, showing that we would be looking at rain at the beginning, but then changing over to snow. What is the 18Z run, the latest run of the GFS model, showing that we see rain changing over to a very, very little light shading of snow that is getting picked up and reflected off of this radar right now. So that's it. That's all the 18Z GFS is showing. But you notice how those are all four completely different solutions. So that means that models are in Fantasyland right now. They don't know what they're doing. They're just spitting out solutions, and they're completely lost right now. When you have an active pattern developing, which is what we're getting, you get a very fast-moving jet stream. The models do not handle that, and not only are we dealing with a fast jet stream, but we're dealing with all different modes of precipitation, and the models don't handle that very well either, especially when we're talking past day 2 or 3. You hear meteorologists say day 5 a lot. Well, when it comes to winter weather, even day 1 is very uncertain in some occasions. So we're going to have to watch next weekend. Probably going to be having to do another update coming up this weekend, depending on the timing of this system. But we will have very cold air coming in for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, depending on the time that this system comes in. Depends on the type of precipitation we see. Temperatures will not be as cold next weekend as they will be on Thursday and Friday. They will be slowly warming once we get into Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It just depends on where the system tracks, and that depends on our temperatures, also the type of precipitation that we see. Rainfall is in the good news. We're looking at anywhere between 1 to 2 inches on the table for the next 7 days. So that is still welcomed as always. We still need about another 8 to 9 inches of rain to end our drought completely. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Baby steps right now is what we need to keep taking. So yes, we are getting there one baby step at a time. This is the GEFS ensembles, and this is for the system coming up this Wednesday night into Thursday morning. The GEFS ensembles are a little bit more bullish on snowfall than the GFS model, which is what I was just showing you a couple minutes ago, this model right here. These are the GEFS ensembles. So these are ensembles ran off of the GFS model, and this is what the idea for the GFS ensembles are showing. It is showing that we are going to be seeing, you notice how almost, these are all, you have ensemble number 1, 2, 3, so on, and then you have your ensemble mean, which is not showing up on here, but it shows up on snowfall amounts, which I'll show you in a minute off of these. But this is what it is showing. It shows on these are all different kind of solutions, but you notice how every one of these have some kind of snowfall in our region, whether it's starting out as rain and switching over to snow, or whether it's all snow. I don't see any of these that have all rain for our region that it is showing. You notice how some of these ensembles have nothing at all. So, for example, this would be Ensemble 4, Ensemble 15, and Ensemble 20, and Ensemble 18. So 4 out of the 20, which would be a fifth of the ensembles, are showing that we will see nothing. But majority of them, 4/5 of them, are showing that we will see something in our region, and every bit of those 4/5 is showing that we see snowfall with this system. Some of these are a little bit more bullish on the idea of snowfall. It just depends on the track of the area of low pressure that will be associated with that system. It will be a very weak area of low pressure as it stands right now. If it can strengthen, then it will bring in more moisture. Here's the snowfall amounts for that system number 1. You notice how all of them are keeping it under 2 inches. A couple of them right here are showing about 3 inches, 4 inches. Probably not going to see that much. We might not see anything at all. Like I said, we're going to have to do another updated video for this system. But this is what the ensembles show for the next system coming in. Now we're starting to get out to next Saturday morning. Then we're getting into Sunday evening. We have a couple of them showing an area of low pressure just to the southwest of Chicago. That would be the warm sector of the system that we would be put on if that were the situation, and we would end up with rain, maybe even severe weather if the low pressure were strong enough. Now we start to see a couple of them hinting at the system as well, but you notice how almost all of them keep the low pressure north and west of us. A couple of them, such as Ensemble 18, are showing that we see the low pressure in place where we could get all snow from that system. Like I said, this is still a week out, so this is very uncertain for this system. But almost all of them either start out as rain and end as snow. Some of them keep it at all rain. You take the idea that it is showing more rain to snow for the weekend system next weekend. So that is very interesting to know. Once we get past then, we're really getting out into the fantasy world with the models. But if we were to put both of those systems together, you can tell that the ensemble mean, which is this one that I'm circling right here, shows that in the next 9 days, which would include the Wednesday night Thursday system, and then the next weekend system, we could be looking at anywhere between 1 to 2 inches of snow in our area. That is the GEFS ensemble mean. I want to show you real quick. I just now remembered that I could show you this. This is the Canadian model. Canadian model has been very bullish on the idea about the snowfall compared to the GFS. It's not very bullish in regards to anything, but compared to the GFS, the Canadian model shows more snow for the Thursday morning, Wednesday night system this week. You can tell that it does approach our area with some light snowfall, and by the time it exits out Thursday morning, it has snowfall amounts around 1 inch in our area, some isolated 2-inch spots. So that is just an example of a model that is showing a little bit more snow than what the GFS model was showing. These are temperatures for this week. You notice how we see temperatures staying in the 40s for system number 1 and 2, what's moving through tonight and what moves through on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures for both of those are going to remain in the 40s, so a very chilly rain is what you can expect. Cold front comes through Wednesday night, Thursday morning. That is what will be bringing us possible precipitation in the form of rain or snow, or we could get nothing. Temperatures regards to anything. If we get rain or snow or get nothing, temperatures for a fact will be cooling down dramatically after those systems move through. Temperatures on Thursday and Friday are probably not going to be getting above the freezing mark or just around the freezing mark. Very, very cold air moving into our area. I consider a true Arctic outbreak to be anything between to be high temperatures at 35 degrees or lower. I made that range up. That is just what I'm predicting, or that is just what I use as an example of a true Arctic outbreak. I predicted that we would have a couple of those for December, and this one is going to be the first one moving through. And this is just going to be in the first 10 days of the month, so the first week of the month. So we could be seeing several more to come, depending on how the rest of the month plays out, which is still also a very uncertain note. Some models show that we warm up around the 20th and onwards. Some show that we stay very, very cold through the rest of December and into January around the new year. So that's also very uncertain. We're going to have to play this week by week, guys. So I'm not going to be very confident in the next several winter weather briefings, the weekly weather briefings. They might as well be winter weather briefings because we are in winter anyways. Temperatures after this upcoming Thursday, Friday, morning lows will probably be in the middle to upper teens. So very cold morning lows. You'll want to bring those outdoor pets inside as well. Beyond that, next weekend, like I already said, temperatures are going to be very uncertain to that point. Let me get into a little bit of a rant real quick. It looks like these apps that everybody wants to show are showing that we could be looking at. This is Hickory, Kentucky, where I live. This one's Weather Channel already predicting 1 to 3 inches of snow right there expected for next Saturday night. Showing less than 1 inch for the Wednesday night, Thursday morning system. Guys, this is a computer. There is no human interaction with these model forecasts. This is coming from one computer model, and it is coming into your phone, into your hands, goes into your mind, and then you spread it to everybody that you know because we want to spread drama about the weather. Guys, we can't forecast the weather together like this. We have to play it by day when it comes to winter weather because it is so uncertain, and it is so uncertain. I mean, look at this. It's already showing that we see snow going into December 17th. Let's see, that is still 14 days away. How could you predict that? It's showing snowfall amounts, about 1 inch of snow expected for December 16th. Very, very uncertain, guys. You can't trust these models. You need to trust somebody. You need to trust a human, somebody that has a mind more than a computer. Computer and technology, those things are very, very tech savvy right now. Very, very good. But when it comes to them forecasting weather, they don't have the mind of a forecaster. They have a mind of their own, and they use it the way they want it to. and sometimes that doesn't agree with the rest of the forecasters. So choose a human and trust their